Hello everyone and welcome back to another Vanar versus. Really excited to bring you guys another match today. We'll get right into it. Versus Abyssian. Alright, hang on. Let me get a little bit of music going for you guys. And this is a pretty decent starting hand, but I'm actually going to replace the Snowpiercer versus Wraithlings and all of the burn damage that Abyssian usually runs. An artifact isn't going to do me much good. It might come in handy later, but I don't want it in my early hand. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Veil Hunter and end my turn. Pretty decent start. The Veil Hunter is very vulnerable to demonic lore and everything like that. I just want it to be, if it's going to get one or two attacks, that's fine. Take out a Wraithling maybe. But it's also going to be a magnet for a spell or some removal, so that's good for me. My opponent moves up. And that's a very defensive move, but I'm just going to lock him in here with the Crystal Cloaker and the Rock Pulverizer and end my turn. Moving up like that tells me that this is a more defensive Abyssian deck. Probably is going to be more control-oriented. And he placed a Crossbones here to take out my Veil Hunter. That's an oddly specific answer. Normally people run those to counter Mechazor. But it's pretty surprising that he can get some use out of it here just to take out a Veil Hunter. And he is left with the 3/3, so it did its job and he gets value. Oh, hang on, don't want to do that. I want to drop the Mark of Solitude here on the Rock Pulverizer just so I can trade with the Crossbones and still live. Get my Provoke unit. And Crystal Cloaker is going to move forward here to attack the Abyssian General and get that damage up. And I'm just going to deny this mana tile here and get the damage while I can with Saber Spine Tiger. And so that's a pretty decent turn. Still got him locked down. By taking a more defensive stance like that, it actually plays right into my hand, and this deck is really going to take advantage of that. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do. He hasn't dropped any Abyssal Crawlers or anything like that yet. Breath of the Unborn. Alright, that's fine. AoE deals 2 damage to all my creatures, fully heals any Abyssian creatures, and then Void Pulse damages me and heals the general. Yeah, so this is definitely a stalled deck. Probably going to be dropping some Shadow Novas here pretty soon, so I want to do the best I can to keep them locked down. I'm going to summon the Rock Pulverizer here, swap the Hearth Sister with it so that it can get in range to keep locking down the Abyssian general. I'll be able to deny that second mana tile, hopefully. So my opponent's thinking Primus Shieldmaster. Alright, so the defensive options just keep coming. I just need to keep getting some answers. Hopefully I'll be able to replace something and get a Hailstone Prison to deal with that. An Ephemeral Shroud to dispel the Rock Pulverizer, allowing the Abyssian General to move. But he's actually not going to move apparently, so it's just getting a body down. That tells me the Ephemeral Shroud was probably a desperation move. So I'm just going to put another Mark of Solitude on it. Brings up to a 5/5. Razorback brings up to a 7/5. I can take out the Primus Shieldmaster. Now I'm going to move my general forward to take out the Ephemeral Shroud, so that the Hearth Sister can drop its 5 damage onto the Abyssian General. Now the unfortunate thing is that even though Rock Pulverizer was dispelled, that only gets rid of the Provoke, and the Mark of Solitude reapplies the Cannot Attack Generals effect. So it's not. Of course, the dispel doesn't apply to future effects. Future effects. So. That's a bit of a shame, but at least it was able to take out a Primus Shieldmaster. These Rock Pulverizers are really coming through for me today. Horn of the Forsaken. So it's a defensive Wraithling deck, looks like. So luckily I've been able to keep up the pressure, but normally decks like this, Abyssian's going to kite you around, try to get as many small units on the board as they can, and then buff them with Soul Shatter Pact that gives all of their units +2 attack for 1 turn. So it's just a huge board swing. Usually they have like 3 or 4 Wraithlings. They can either use it to wipe your board or Zerg your general and close out matches. So here comes Sarlacc the Eternal. That's That's pretty unfortunate, but my Rock Pulverizer here is just able to take out the Primus Shield Master again and still live. And Razorback's going to do his damage here. And I'm going to put the Lady Lock. I was going to play it there, but the Wraithling got some in there. I forgot about the Horn of the Forsaken. Lady Lock into Healing Mystic to heal up the Razorback. And I'm going to kill this Wraithling just to get it out of the way. And since I do have Lady Lock in play, I'm just going to drop this other Rock Pulverizer just so it can take advantage of the buff for this turn. So this is a pretty huge lockdown. I don't even need the Arctic Displacer since I have such a dominating presence on the board. Probably another Breath of the Unborn is going to come out. That's 2 damage to everything, but that'll still allow me to maintain board. Sarlacc the Eternal is not going to do much either. He's generally a very slow card. You want him in the first couple turns, so that as he keeps dropping his 1 damage on everything and being reborn, you're able to take more advantage of that. And a third Primus Shield Master coming down. Luckily, my 7 attack Rock Pulverizer is still up, so he's just going to eat that again. Oh, Grasp of Agony. Marks a creature and makes it so that when it dies, it inflicts 3 damage to all creatures nearby. So he's just going to sacrifice Sarlacc in order to activate the effect of killing it. And then he's going to take out Lady Lock. So that actually gives him a way to kind of keep me out for a turn, get a little bit more value out of that Primus Shield Master. That's the other thing too with the Ritual Banishing. Sacrificing Sarlacc basically allows you to activate that card for free. So very good synergy with the Abyssian faction. And I'm thinking about if I just want to bounce that Primus Shield Master or not. But we're just going to play Aspect of the Mountains here to deal 5 damage to it. I'm going to attack it with my General, finish it off. And then that just opens up the Abyssians to get finished off. So, well played here. Value Mercenary doing what it does best. Making sure it's not going to get walled out, which has happened before. Abyssian's a very tricky faction. We're going to hop right back in. Yeah, Abyssian, if they can get their deck to go off, they'll just kite you all around and wall you out. Well, versus Abyssian, this is the same player. Okay, so he's going to be able to get his rematch. Let's do it. This is a really solid opening too. So I'm feeling confident going back into this. I'm going to just open up with the same move, play a Veil Hunter, move forward. And again, he's going to have to answer back with something. Demonic Lore, which he didn't seem to have in his deck. So that's a good sign. And Crossbones again. I'm wondering if he is getting lucky. He's probably running 2 of them. Because I'm running 3 Veil Hunters. I think somebody crunched the numbers that getting a 2-drop that you're running 3 of in your opening hand is around 50%. If you discard your whole hand, something along those lines. I'm just going to attack the Crossbones, heal myself back up with the Healing Mystic, and drop the Rock Pulverizer there with the, by capturing that center mana tile. He played the Crossbones to the top there, probably as a way to save that tile for next turn so we can do something with it, but I'm able to kind of snatch it from under his nose. Here comes the Sarlacc the Eternal, coming much earlier in the game this time, so he's going to get a lot more value out of it. Oh, and Grasp of Agony. Alright. So he's just going to use that to finish off the Rock Pulverizer, I guess. The AoE 3 damage will be pretty good to do something to me and take out the Healing Mystic. So he takes a little bit of damage, I take a little bit of damage. But right now with a Wraithling, because of Horn of the Forsaken and Sarlacc the Eternal, he's definitely got some pretty good advantage here. Anything I play is going to be vulnerable to the Ritual Banishing. So I'm thinking about what I want to do here. One of the ways to deal with Sarlacc, honestly, is to just ignore it. And so what I'm going to do here is play the Crystal Cloaker to get that mana tile, summon the Hearth Sister to switch it into infiltrate range, and I'm actually going to transform Sarlacc with Aspect of the Fox. It's early enough in the game that I won't mind taking that 3 damage or clean trade with the Crystal Cloaker. And that just makes it so I'm not going to have 1 damage floating around the board / a free sacrifice for Abyssian spells. That always becomes an issue. In other decks, you can kind of ignore Sarlacc, but in Abyssian, they just synergize so well with his effect that it becomes an issue, especially since this deck doesn't run any Dispels. I'm thinking I might be able to cut something for a Lightbender to have in a pinch. It's just I really don't like Ephemeral Shrouds. They come in handy for just certain threats like Slither Elders or Mechazor, but versus everything else, it's just dropping that 2/2 just feels so bad when I have other cards like Hailstone Prison or something like that that can deal with threats just as easily. But in this particular matchup, Hailstone Prison isn't as good because a lot of Abyssian units have opening gambits, and Ephemeral Shroud becomes a lot more useful. So that's definitely the trade-off. I get a bit more consistency versus other units, but then I lose out a little bit in the Abyssian matchup. So we're going to summon the Emerald Rejuvenator here just to get our health up. And I'm going to be able to deny this mana tile, hopefully, and I'll be able to take advantage of it probably the next turn or the turn after. So my opponent's thinking now. I kind of got a lockdown going. Definitely got him contained on his side of the board, so Spirit of the Wild's going to come through for me here. And just going to summon Gloom Chaser, Wraithling, okay. Ritual Banishing, it's going to take out the Emerald Rejuvenator. Yep, there it is. Alright, that's fair value. And is he going to attack the Hearth Sister? Alright, so he's going to take the 3 damage, but he does get a Wraithling. So, that's pretty interesting. I have 6 mana here, so what I'm going to do is move down and take this mana tile, so that way I can get up to 7 mana and then drop the Ladylock Razorback combo. They buff each other, and they both get Provoke. And that is 2 Ritual Banishings, I think, this game. Or is that just the first one? But we're just going to go in. Probably another Grasp of Agony or something's going to come out. Abyssian has a lot of AoE. They're able to control the board very well by taking out big units. By sacrificing their Wraithlings, they come out really ahead value-wise. Yep, and there's another Ritual Banishing. It's going to take out the Razorback, which is a good choice, at 5 attack and not 4. And Spectral Blade. Oh, man. So, Spectral Blade, when a unit dies, the Abyssian General regenerates 2 health. So it basically mitigates 2 of the attack there from Ladylock. And that's fine, because at least she was able to take a charge. I'm going to drop the Veil Hunter back here, and summon another Emerald Rejuvenator just to keep my health up. And hopefully the Veil Hunter will be able to attack from a range and get a couple of those charges off of the Spectral Blade. The other thing too is if the Abyssian General moves forward to take out the Emerald Rejuvenator, it'll still trade, but it'll take out another charge as well. We're getting to the very, very late game here, and from what I saw last time, definitely not any Shadow Novas or anything coming down, so I'm not too worried. Oh, and Breath of the Unborn takes out the Veil Hunter. So, and he's going to end his turn. And I don't got really much to do here. I can take out the Spectral Blade charges. They'll basically come out pretty much even in terms of HP, but I can just summon the Saberspine Tiger to attack. No, I don't want to play the Rock Pulverizer there. And then attack with the Emerald Rejuvenator to take out the Spectral Blade. So, you know, not as much, a lot of damage mitigated there. But, got a Rock Pulverizer on the field now. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to replace the Aspect of the Fox, and I get another Veil Hunter. Let this be a lesson. I should have replaced before I moved forward. I could have played this Veil Hunter in a much safer spot. But, I wanted to take out that Wraithling just because I'm at such high health, and based on what I'm seeing from this player, I'm expecting a Soul Shatter Pact here pretty soon. Another Breath of the Unborn takes out the Veil Hunter. So it's really annoying that he's taking out my units, but he's wasting a lot of AoE spells and whatnot in order to take out like 1 or 2. So he's not getting too much value. So then he's just going to take out the Rock Pulverizer there. So that's not a big deal. I can't really use the Arctic Displacer right now either, because the Wraithlings can just trade into it. But I am going to switch out a Razorback, just so that I can hold the Arctic Displacer in case I get Spirit of the Wild and use it as a finisher. But we're gonna drop these here and see if we can put the pressure back on. I've absorbed much of his AoE and everything like that, so let's see if we can get this to go. Oh. And there's the Repulsor Beast, moves the Razorback to the corner. And alright, so yeah, he's definitely fending me off really well here. Repulsor Beast coming in, a second one, moves the Ephemeral War Master to the other corner. And moving creatures up to corners is a lot stronger than I think people realize, simply because moving down diagonal is very slow. Moving forward is a lot better for a grid like this. And there's the Soul Shatter Pact. Wraithling's going to give me a rush here. So that's only a few damage, not too bad. But luckily the Repulsor Beast can't take advantage of that attack buff because they were just summoned. So I'm going to have to spend some time getting back in to the to range of the Abyssian General. I am kind of scared of the Soul Shatter Pact, so I don't want to charge in. I just want to slowly work my way. And Sarlacc getting summoned right back next to where it died from. And I think the best play is to take out this Repulsor Beast here. Just so I'm not going to take Soul Shatter damage later on. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the Arctic Displacer. And yeah, we'll go Razorback. Just so that makes another threat that he has to deal with. Right now, since it's getting into such late game status, I don't want... oh, Dark Transformation. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's a 5-cost spell to take out a 5-cost creature. I come out behind in that trade, no matter what, simply because he gets a Wraithling. And the Razorback's going to get traded for the Wraithling and the Repulsor Beast. And Void Pulse comes down. This is a pretty long game. Very defensive deck. He's making it work. And Sarlacc is getting a lot of value as well. The lack of Dispel in this deck is definitely hurting me. I'm thinking about what I want to do here. I'm going to Hailstone Prison my Razorback so that I have something to play. We're going to keep up as much pressure as we can. And yeah, I want to oh, I can't replace another card. So I guess I will hold on to Aspect of the Fox. I'm torn between transforming that Sarlacc just because it just keeps attacking and I can't get rid of it. But with the threat of Soul Shatter Pact, I don't want a 3/3 to get buffed. If it just stays as a 1/3, that's fine. Grasp of Agony comes down. Dark Transformation. Now, Dark Transformation isn't a traditional transformation effect the way Vanar uses it. It destroys the creature and replaces it with a Wraithling. So it still procs Grasp of Agony and Death Watch. So I'm getting whittled down here. This is Abyssian's forte, the Battle of Attrition, just getting worn down by Wraithlings. I do have this 9/3 Fenrir Warmaster, and I just can't get it into range. I need to draw like a Hearth Sister or something. So I'm going to move the Fenrir Warmaster down and put that up. Going to trade the Saberspine Tiger there and drop my hand. I've still got a few units on the board. This diagonal pattern mirrors his and covers more of the board. And I'm out of range of a lot of his other units, so that's good. Here comes the Primus Shieldmaster. Things are looking pretty good for me with Aspect of the Mountains. Oh, Void Pulse. Yeah, this health disparity is starting to get pretty ridiculous. I need Emerald Rejuvenators and Healing Mystics to keep myself up. I'm down to 5 HP. So I need to... I can take out the Primus Shieldmaster with the buffed Fenrir Warmaster. Or... yeah. See, that's unfortunate. Yeah. It's a shame that the Fenrir Warmaster isn't can't get in range, because that's the damage I need. And I'm not going to attack Sarlacc because I don't want it to spawn near me. That is a toughie. I mean, it would buff the Crystal Cloaker, but the AoE from Aspect of the Mountains doesn't damage generals anyway, so I'm just going to move back, and I do get Rock Pulverizer, yeah, so that's good. Keep him locked down. I should be able to take him out next turn, so we'll see how this goes. Despite the disparity with Frostthorn Rhino and Spirit of the Wild, this is going to be a pretty clutch game. Ooh, Night Sorrow Assassin? Oh, man. That was a mistake on my part. The Rock Pulverizer I should have played in front of me. I completely forgot about that card, so that is my mistake. Void Pulse finishes me off. Oh, my goodness. Really, really well played, sir.